Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video, I've had everything for this for like so long. I've been waiting for the right moment to film this, but I am sat in our lounge. That is our dining room at the moment. Obviously we have like pretty much finished our kitchen. There's quite a few little projects to do in there to get it completely finished, but there is no dining table currently. So when we moved in here, we bought our dining table from our last house, and once we got it in the space, it was just like a little bit too small and it looked really silly. So I managed to pick myself up a bargain on Facebook Marketplace. I got this dining table like a month or two ago. I've had it for a while. It's just been sat and dining in the garage. And today we are gonna give it a little bit of a facelift and make it fit the space a little bit better. So this is why I love like getting secondhand stuff. So our last dining table we got for like £40–50 off of Facebook Marketplace. We sold it for £80. All I did was like sand it and stain it. And annoyingly, when we sold it just now, it wasn't even in the best condition. It was like, had paint splats on it, marks on it from obviously doing all the renovations, but I bought another dining table and I ran out of room, so I just had to get rid of it quick. But our new dining table is 2 meters long, so it's quite big. I actually haven't bought it in the space yet, so fingers crossed it looks all right. It's a bit more of like modern clean edges. I'll put in a photo, like photos from when we bought it on Facebook Marketplace. But I picked it up for £70 and it's solid oak. So plan with this is we're gonna sand it back. I'm hoping to sand it back to the just natural kind of wood and just put some clear coat varnish on it, and it should be perfect for the space. So that's what we're gonna do today. I saw my sister a couple of weeks ago and she's lent me her sander because my one is on its last legs. So I'm trying to get this video filmed today because we're about to have a heat wave. So I'm gonna try and find a really nice shady place in the garden just to sand this bad boy back. Before I do, let me take you into the dining room. So if anyone's new here, you can see the whole space as it is right now. Okay, so this is the space. So the end of that kind of island bit is where the wall used to be. So this used to be a separate dining area, which is now our kind of like open plan area. So we will actually be doing a kind of panel feature thing on this wall, hence why it's so unfinished and we still need to use skirting boards and stuff like that. But this is where the dining table is going to sit. So as you can see, we had a pendant light put in there and it's not centered because we wanted to have bar seating here. We had bar seating in our last house and we absolutely loved it, so it's something we definitely wanted to try and incorporate. So because of that, we are going to have the dining table kind of more sat on this side here, and I'm actually going to be doing bench seating. I don't have a plan for that yet. Maybe another Facebook Marketplace find, maybe an IKEA hack, I don't know, but watch this space because I will be doing something in the near future. We obviously already have dining chairs from our last house. So yeah, the dining table will sit kind of on this side. It's 2 meters long by about 1 meter wide, I think. So it's quite a big table. Yeah, but that is where it's gonna sit. So this is the before, not very desirable. But yeah, I'm excited to get it in and see what it's gonna be like. It's super heavy, so I may need to get Steve to help me bring it in. Anyway, let me take you guys out into the garage and show you what the dining table looks like as the before. Okay, ignore the state of the garage, but this is the dining table. So as you can see, it's very orangey. So that's why I want to kind of sand it back and take it back to a nice more, I mean, you guys have seen like the colour of flooring and stuff. It doesn't need to be an exact match, but it just needs to be like less orange basically. But I do love all of the kind of variation in like the tones on the top. I'm hoping those will be a little bit more subtle once we obviously sand it all back. There's a couple of really thin cracks there, so I may have to fill those in. The legs are like somewhere behind there. But what's also really cool, I didn't even realise this on the ad. Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. But it has these things, so you can put leaves like extender leaves on there. So she didn't have the leaves, but we could obviously just buy some pieces of wood and use them as extender leaves if we did want to around Christmas time and stuff like that. So hopefully it's a pretty like future-proof table. It's pretty big, and then we have the option to obviously extend out each side even more if we did want to in the future. I don't think we have room in our current house, but pretty good find for £70. So cost to kind of fix this up is more just like manual labour, lots of sanding, and then obviously I'll get a pot of clear varnish, which will be like £10 to £20 depending on how much I need. But I actually, although we weren't thinking of updating the table, I actually prefer the style of this because it's a lot more kind of like square cut, whereas our other one had like tapered legs, and I think this is going to look a lot more modern and in keeping with the rest of the house once we're done with it. I have just tried to pick this up and it weighs a ton, so I am going to have to get Steve to give me a hand with it in the garden. So that's one set of legs done, and I just want to show you the difference. Look, the one on the right is so orange. Actually, these are sanding really, really easily. You'll see there are some bits that I've not done, obviously, because you won't see them once it's put back together. But the colour difference is insane. So I'm loving the way it's turning out. I'm going to do these ones and then get Steve to help me bring the tabletop out, which will be far more interesting and satisfying to sand down. Right guys, tabletop is all sanded. Steve has just come to help me carry this in. Yeah, it's difficult to get it kind of 100% even. There was quite a lot of like watermarks and stuff on it.
It's a big table, hey?
Yeah. Oh, hello, I'm in the window.
Got a window.
So yeah, we're gonna carry this in now. It weighs an absolute ton. So let's get it in.
Let's go.
Okay, so Steve's just helped me flip the table. I'm having a little bit of an issue getting the legs like securely attached. It's got like a really weird bolt system under there and I can't figure it out, but it's up, it's existing in the space, it is ginormous. Like, I don't think it looks silly in this space, but it's a huge table. I don't know how much it's going to show up on camera, like how big it really is. So we've tried to center it under the light for now. I need to fill in some of these little cracks that I showed you guys earlier. What I need to do first is actually just dust it down. I did give it a quick dust outside, but it's still super, super dusty. So I'm going to do that first. And although it's not as orange, obviously next to the floor, it looks super orange because we have such a blonde tone floor. The table's making the floor look grey and the floor's making the table look orange. So options are, I could lime wax it, which I know is a really, really popular kind of stain effect. But I think I might actually do a bit of a DIY stain like I did on our kind of mantelpiece. I think that's the best way to get the kind of perfect finish that I want, that's not too white, not too grey. Yeah, and then I need to dispatch Steve to go to 𝐵&Q and get me some sealant. So the horrible, boring bit is over, which is like the sanding. And now I feel like staining and everything's the fun bit. So I'm going to give this a clean and then I'll check back in with you guys when I'm staining. Okay guys, so I'm going to do my own stain with some acrylics. I've done this so many times, it works really well. So I had some leftover white and this kind of brown colour as well. So I think I'm going to give it a white wash. I'm going to put this white acrylic in a bowl, water it down. I'm going to put the tiniest amount of this brown in here as well to create a kind of blondie stain. But it'll be like a nice watered down stain that will hopefully just take out some of the orangeness out of the wood. I'm just going to kind of brush it on and then wipe the excess off with a cloth. I find this is quite good because it stains the wood in a subtle way, but it also will kind of like even out some of the tone on this wood as well. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on and do that. Okay guys, so it is the next day. This is how it is looking after just one kind of coat of that whitewash kind of DIY stain. Matches the floor far, far better. Colours look a little bit odd on the camera, but hopefully it's picking up fine. So, only things I did that I didn't film, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, here and also here is where I had those massive, not massive, but it's those cracks in the table, and they were more obvious once I kind of whitewashed it. So I actually just filled them in with some of this. So I got this off of Amazon. I've had it for a while now, and it basically has a few different colours in it. I used this one, which is white wood. Did I use that one? No, I didn't, that's a lie. I used this one, which was oak, and I basically just filled in those cracks, and you basically can't see them now. So now that's dry, I'm going to go in with this, which is a matte clear varnish. I'm just going to foam roller it on with this bad boy. I think I'm going to try and do 2 coats on the top and just 1 on the legs. Okay guys, so I actually finished the table a couple of days ago and I'm so glad I just got my act together and did it because there is a heat wave now and it's so hot. So the table is all done. Last thing I showed you guys was doing that clear coat of varnish, the clear matte varnish. So I actually did 2 coats on the top of the table and just 1 on the legs because obviously the top of the table gets a lot more kind of wear and tear. So it's in place now, the chairs are there, it looks so good. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Little disclaimer, the chairs are horrendous and need a coat of paint because obviously they have got DIY mess and stuff all over them. But let me show you what it is looking like now. Ta-da! Oh, I was saying to Steve that I keep on like walking in this room and just looking at the table, and I know it's so silly, but we haven't had a fully functional dining table since we moved here, and it just makes such a difference to the room. So size wise, it's absolutely perfect. I think I need to shunt it over to the left a little bit, but in time where that light there is, we will have a really nice kind of statement light. I've just got some flowers on there at the moment, which is what my sister got me for my birthday. But yeah, fits 3 chairs comfortably on the side. So I'm gonna leave we've got like 3 extra chairs. I'm gonna just leave them in the garage, and then like Christmas time or when we have people over, we've got room to put a chair on each end as well. Colour wise, it turned out pretty perfectly actually. So, I mean, it didn't need to completely match the floor, but I obviously just wanted to kind of knock down that orange tone, which I think has worked really well. And you can still kind of see all the detailing and the variation of the colour in the top of the table, but it's just kind of made it a little bit more subtle. Back here I have just we have this kind of spare bench. So I've just put it there just to kind of get a vibe of how big of a bench I want. But we'll be going for something similar-ish to this, like a nice kind of simple black bench, I think. So yeah, still loads of room to kind of walk around. We need to sort out this area so that we can get some bar stools and put them in there. But I am so happy with how this turned out. Honestly, such a bargain. And I recommend anyone who is on the lookout for a dining table, rather than spending hundreds of pounds on a laminate, look at Facebook Marketplace and try and get yourself a real solid wood table, because the quality of this is so good. So 70 quid for the table, and I only spent, I think Steve went and got the varnish, which was like £15 or something. So bargain overall. Really happy with how this turned out. I am loving seeing stuff come together now. We have quite a few things happening over the next couple of weeks. Really big, exciting changes in the house. So if you aren't already subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow along with loads more kind of renovation content. And I will see you guys in the next one.